Meta Llama 3, what you need to know in April 2024. This is an open source model, so you can actually use, reproduce, distribute, copy, create derivative works, and make modifications to Llama materials, including the Llama models. 8 billion parameters and 70 billion parameters. Now, both of them are text-based models. They claim to be the best open source language model, roughly at the same level of Gemini Pro 1.5 and Claude 3 Sonnet. So I would say it's a capable model over 12 key use cases. Llama 3 is trained over 15 trillion tokens of dataset. This is huge. Llama 3 is an auto-regressive model based on a decoder-only transformers. So this is Llama 3. So we are going to summarize what has happened in April regarding Meta Llama 3 model. I have made a blog here. You can actually come to www.casedon.ai and you will get to see blogs, and this is one of our blogs. Meta Llama 3, what you need to know in April 2024. So the key takeaway is that Llama 3 is offered in two sizes, 8 billion parameters and 70 billion parameters. In the future, Meta will release 400 billion parameters model. It's the largest size for Llama 3, but for now, you have two sizes for open source models, 8 billion and 70 billion. Both of these sizes come with two versions of the model, pre-trained model and instruction fine-tuned model. Both of them are text-based models, meaning the input must be text and the output will be text for now. They are open source and you can get your hands on the models from the Hugging Face website. The context length right now is 8,000 tokens. It's claimed to have good or great, I'm not sure if it's excellent, but just great capabilities in reasoning, code generation, instruction followings, and perhaps some math and science as well. Now, the models are available on popular infrastructure like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, and Hugging Face, and more to come in the future. Now, with this release, Meta is actually presenting themselves to be for like safe and responsible AI. So yeah, this is what they trying to reshape their company's image. And this is a summary of these parameters versus versions and the token size. Maybe this is just a summary table. So for the 8 billion parameter, the knowledge cutoff is as of March 2023. That's like a year ago, right? For the 70 billion parameters, the knowledge cutoff is by December 2023. So yes, so they have fixed timely knowledge by the cutoff of the knowledge trained. Now, in terms of the performance, they claim to be the best open source language model, beating Gemini, and Claude 3. This is their claim. I'm not sure if it's true or not. By the way, if you are on top of the news, this claim is no longer valid. A model called Phi 3 from Microsoft seems to win all over these benchmarks. So Llama 3 perhaps is no longer the best open source model at all. Anyway, so in terms of what has been reported by the Meta team a week ago, Llama 3 instruct model performance was actually most likely better than Gemma and Mistral compared with the models of the same size. This one is for the 7 billion parameter ring of battles. So in terms of the benchmarks, we have MMRU testing world knowledge, perhaps like history and science, GPQA, human eval is perhaps for general understanding, GSM is for science, and math is definitely for math. So they seem to have very good performance, much better performance compared to Gemma and Mistral at the 8 billion parameter ring. But for the 70 billion parameter, they are roughly at the same level of Gemini Pro 1.5 and Claude 3 Sonnet. To be honest, the scores are not that different, and it seems like Gemini Pro is winning at the math task right here. So I would say it's a capable model, Meta Llama 3. It's free to use, honestly, and for small applications, applications that require little amount of memory or have limited memory, the Meta Llama 3 8 billion parameter is a good option to select. So they actually claim that they have rated their model against other competitors, but they also claim that, okay, the public benchmarks might not be suitable or might not be reflecting what is actually going to see in real life. So they proceed to come up with their own dataset in order to compare the models. And this dataset comprised of about 1,800 prompts over 12 key use cases, ranging from giving advice, brainstorming, classification, question answering, coding, creative writing, extraction, inhabiting a character or persona, open question answering, reasoning, rewriting, and summarization. And with this, they are competing two models, Model A pitting against Model B. They use human to rate which model wins over the other. This is similar to LLMs chatbot arena that we have covered extensively in our previous videos. So you can go there and check out what is the chatbot arena and what's the methodology there. Again, coming back to this, so Meta has come up with their own test case, a test dataset, so that they can use human expert to select which model wins over which task. And this is the result that they presented in their technical blog. It seems like in all of the cases, Meta Llama 3 wins over Claude Sonnet, Mistral Medium, GPT 3.5, and even their own Meta Llama 3. Again, this is human evaluation on top of Meta's proprietary dataset. So take it with a grain of salt, even though the models win. By the way, this is 70 billion parameter size. Llama 3 wins over all these models, but again, this is their own proprietary dataset. What about the public test over this? So we can go to the LLMs chatbot arena as of April 27th. Llama 3 70 billion parameters ranked at number 6 on this open source chatbot battle arena over here, while the Llama 3 billion parameter is at number 15 on this rank. Not bad for the 70 parameters, 70 billion parameter to be within numbers top 10. That is an open source model that everyone can use. Now, this might not give you a quick understanding of where these models are grouped into. Llama 3 70 billion parameters are, to me, is a tier 2 class of models. It's not in the tier 1 yet. The tier 1 comprises of GPT 4 from OpenAI, Claude 3 Opus from Anthropic, and the Gemini 1.5 Pro from the Google. This is a 70B parameter. Llama 3 is a tier 2 in my definition, and this is a tier 3, and you can find the Llama 3 8 billion parameter there. Yeah, this is about it. This is about the performance. I think it's a capable model for you to use to develop your own application because it's an open source. Now, let's get a little bit deeper into the technical information of this technical blog. Llama 3 is trained over, 15 trillion tokens of dataset. This is huge. And it's actually said that it's about 7 times larger than the dataset they used to train Llama 2. Now, out of these 15 trillion tokens, 5 of them is non-English. High quality sources, non-English, over 30 languages. I don't think it's evenly distributed, but yeah, again, 5% of these training tokens are non-English. Yes, so my friends have tried it to talk to Llama 3 in language. It understands, but it can only respond or give an output in English. So yeah, that's what it is. Now, the dataset is claimed to use only publicly available data. This is just what they claim. In order to do training, they have implemented a series of data filtering pipelines, and they claim that this is one of the most crucial steps to squeeze the performance from out of Llama 3. And these pipelines include something like heuristic filters, NSFW filters, semantic deduplication approach, and text classifiers to predict the data quality. And on that particular topic, text classifiers for quality, they actually use Llama 2 to classify whether the text is of high quality or not. So yeah, they are using their ecosystem of technologies to come up with a powerful Llama 3. This is in terms of data preparation. In terms of training and model architecture itself, Llama 3 is an auto-regressive model based on a decoder-only transformers. They actually omit the encoder part. They found that this is the architecture suitable for this type of application. But if it's other applications, perhaps you need an encoder stack before the decoder stack as well. Go to like T5 or BERT models for this type of encoding, decoding architecture. But for most GPT types of applications like ChatGPT, Gemini, or even Llama 3 in this case, it's in decoder-only transformers. Now, the tokenizer that they use to train the Llama 3 model or to prepare tokens, the tokenizer is about 128,000 vocabulary in size. It's pretty big, but it's still efficient as well. In the report, they say that the tokenizer, this version reduces the number of tokens by about 15 or 20% compared to their previous tokenizers. So this tokenizer is more efficient. Llama 3 transformers also adopt what we call a group create attention of all the model sizes. So this helps the model understand the query or the context better. After pre-training, they also use a series or a combination of techniques to improve the model's instruction following performance. This includes supervised fine-tuning, rejection sampling, proximal policy optimization, and direct preference optimization, DPO. So these are all the techniques that they use to fine-tune the model after pre-training stage. This is a quote, "The quality of the prompts that are used in SFT and the preference rankings has an outsized influence on the performance of the aligned models." Pretty much, it means the quality of the prompts. You need to have a very high quality prompts and samples and also the preference ranking models so that the Llama 3 can perform really well. So they put an emphasis on that. So after they have trained, the model have seen about 15 trillion tokens. This is what we get today for Llama 3. Meta of Facebook went beyond just providing the models. They actually tried to establish themselves as a responsible and safe AI companies. So this is what they call a system approach. So they offer 3 things: Llama Guard 2, Code Shield, and CyberSec Eval 2, in which it comes up in they come in a practice that will be shaping the LLM applications to be more safe and responsible. And you can find more detail here in their blog post. But essentially, these models will provide guardrails to get rid of harmful requests or harmful response, and also reduce hallucination as much as they can. In terms of licensing, this is an open source model, so you can actually use, reproduce, distribute, copy, create derivative works, and make modifications to Llama materials, including the Llama models. Also, go to read this carefully, and if you are going to make a commercial product out of this, it's probably a due diligence to have a lawyer look at this licensing practice as well. So after you make things ready to distribute or sell, make sure that you provide copy of this agreement, this Llama 3 license agreement. There you also need to display built with Meta Llama 3 on your product page. Whatever it is, you need to put it there. You need to also include Llama 3 in the name of your AI models. Compared to Llama 2 license, this is great. Llama 3 allows you to use Llama 3 to, well, what is the word here? Allows you to use Llama 3's output to train or create another AI model. This is not the case in Llama 2. So yes, Llama 3 to me is more open. So that's all in all about the models offering that Meta has announced in the past week, and also the model's performance and licensing. Now in the future, what should we expect from Meta AI? We are expecting their largest model having a size of 400 billion parameters. So this is the performance of this model at checkpoint as of April 15 this year. So Meta Llama 3 400 billion parameter seems to be, in terms of instruct model, seems to be having a good, very high quality on the world knowledge. MMLU benchmark seems to be very good at knowing general knowledge from here, and wow, science is pretty good. Math is also pretty good as well. So yeah, I think I what is the word here? I predict that Llama 3 400 billion parameters size will be appended to the tier 1 model in my definition right here. Also, we should expect longer context length for all the models, not just the 400 billion parameter. We should expect longer context length for the 8 billion and the 70 billion sizes as well. And their models should become multilingual and multi-model. This is what we expect. And also, the model should be available in more platforms, as many as you can think of in terms of the popular platforms. This is what we expect. Okay, as of references that I summarized and presented to you guys today. Next one up, I'm just going to cover quickly another open source model that seems to beat Meta Llama 3. So it's a Phi 3 from Microsoft. I just made a quick summary so that I can provide information to you guys, but I promise to update this page in the week, in the coming week. So Phi 3 has 3 versions. The mini version is all parameter in size. They have 2 context length, 4K and 128K context length. The 128K context length is possible with a small model. Therefore, the Meta Llama 3 model, 8 billion parameter, should be able to handle 128 context length window as well. Phi 3 mini is open source already. You can download it from the Hugging Face platform. The other 2 flavors of Phi 3 is about 70 billion parameters in size and 14 billion parameter in size. So this will actually be at the same weight with the Llama 3 8 billion instructs that we can actually choose together. In terms of the performance, this mini version, by the way, this version they haven't highlight. They means Microsoft highlight that this model, including iOS and Android. So this is probably going to be their sell point. This model is capable of being run locally on smartphones, whether in iOS or in Android. Now, this mini model is capable of world knowledge at about like 68 scores, 68 score on the M benchmark, and the MT bench, the multi-turn bench, is at 8.3. It's not too bad. Essentially, it seems to be operating or performing at the level of Mistral 7 billions parameter and Llama 3 8 billions parameter. So yeah, this is what Microsoft is boasting of. Now, this is the training details. The tokens that the 5.3 mini has seen is about 3.3 trillion tokens, while the small and the medium has seen more tokens at about like 4.8 trillion tokens. In terms of alignment training stage, they use supervised fine-tuning and also the DPO, direct preference optimization. You can see that it's similar to what the Llama team has done. But what is different is that they claim that 5.3 has function calling, so it can potentially act as an agent. It will know what you need it to do, and then they will pick function or tools to use. Now, this is what they claim. I haven't tested myself, and it seems like the community hasn't found a way to actually test it extensively yet. So in a week or so, I'll come back to this function calling. My personal curiosity is, can I do function calling, or can I make a good agent with smaller models like 5.3 mini or 3, 7 or 8 billions parameter? This is my quest for the next few weeks. Microsoft also wants to position itself as a safe and responsible AI company as well. So if you go through their technical blog, you will see what they mention about safety and responsibility. What I like is that they openly admit their weakness. So one of the weaknesses of the 5.3 mini model is that they seems to be performing not so well on the trivia QA benchmark. And one of the reasons that the Microsoft team postulate is that because the model is small, it doesn't have a lot of the parameter, so it cannot remember the details of the world. Remember, trivia is details, right? Who did what in whatever year. It's just detail. It doesn't have like insight or anything. So smaller models, at least the mini model, seems to have a limited capability in remembering these details. But to me, that's what I want. I want the model to be good at reasoning, so generalize the knowledge, know what to do in general, so that we can, as an application, we can provide details that the model knows what to pick to do whatever task. That smaller model should operate. And this image actually from the Microsoft website as well. It's providing against different benchmarks across different categories. And from quickly looking at this, so let's focus on 5.3 mini in the 4K territory, and you can see that it's performing compared to Llama 3 Instruct is not far behind at all. You see here 80, 90, it's not far behind. So if this is correct, it means Llama 3 models are no longer the best open source model. Anyway, what happened in the past week showed you how fast the other competitors in the industry will release more and more powerful models. Could be smaller models or larger models. What matters is what your application will do. You know your pain, your business pain, and what your AI application will serve. And you will go back to how to evaluate or how to hire your LLM for the right application. And we have covered this in our previous episodes when we talked about Chatbot Arena. Basically, how are you going to pick the model using evaluation tools. Anyway, so that's for models updates for this week. So you have seen Llama 3 and 5.3 now. Both of them are open source and are now available on Hugging Face. Don't forget to give us likes, leave your comments, share us to your friends, and also subscribe to our channels. We have YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Facebook.